The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And, well, forgot my opening. What can you say about that? I just had a mental blank that just, it's wide as an interstate right out here. But welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more, we go into the breach, dear friends.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So what do we have going on today? Well, market's up. Volume was very light. In fact, it had stopped a couple of times during the day and then started seeing huge volume moves in. Almost looks like someone's getting ready for some big changes in some indexes. But we shall see. As we talk now, the S&P's up 27, the Dow's up 212, the Nasdaq's up 104. And as I said earlier, started shorting a couple of days ago, had a really good first day yesterday in the two positions that we had short, added, three more short positions. Looking at one for Monday in the Tech Insider for a longer term position. So I think that Tech Insider will be out in the next 30 minutes or an hour. But it'll show you what I'm looking at in a few sectors. Yeah, I'm pretty much at the point now where I think we've got equal odds of about 30 points higher in the S&P cash. So it would take you up to about 2760. Or down about 120 points to 2,600. So, yeah, there's probably a fairly decent chance we go 30 points higher. At the same time, I think we can go 120 points lower. So especially if you're using options, you get asymmetrical returns, could be pretty good. Now, it's June, volume's going to start decreasing. The biggest kind of swings that we've had so far, probably not going to, or generally, let me put it this way, do not happen. I'm taking options in July, the July 20th options. So when we look at the market going forward, I think if we're going to have a trend, it's pretty close to starting. And my guess is it'll be one of those stocks that's 10 or 12 or 15 or 18% of the NASDAQ that gets us started. So we'll talk about more about that today. But no, I think the risk reward's very good. I think the odds are about equal. So I could be wrong and stop out. But the rewards, I think, are very different. Now, one of the reasons I'm looking at this is a lot of stocks that were heavily shorted. They tried to run on Wednesday, blew up yesterday. They're trying to run them again today. And there's even less volume than there was on the previous days when they tried to drive them up here. A lot of these things are up on no earnings, but massive shorts in a handful of these things. And that's why these things are going a little higher today. And got a little hiccup on one of my positions. But I think I'm within 1% of break even on the thing. So it's not like I should be worried about it. But anyway, like I said, I just see a lot of stocks that have hit fairly stiff resistance. We don't have a lot of volume. When volume comes in, the market moves down. And then everybody steps back. But I think it was November. Was it November a year ago? I think maybe it was in November a year ago when everybody going into Amazon was long. There literally wasn't anybody left to buy the market. There weren't a lot of shorts. And the thing went from, I forget what it was, $900 to $700, and then it took back off. I kind of think that that's kind of the way that I'm looking at this market. I see far too many people trying to plow in, retail investors trying to plow into small caps. The reason that small caps are always dangerous and runs in small caps are always dangerous is that the big guys on Wall Street, a lot of them just can't buy them. They are too small for the amount of cash that these guys have, and or a lot of times either the price or the market cap is below what their charters say that they can have. The problem is that individual investors and people with, let me put it, how can I put it? People with weak hands, they're not going to spend very long before they get to selling, are in the small caps, whether it's hedge funds that can do it. But generally, the guys out there that are going to hold stocks up for a long time, like Apple or IBM, and sell into it, and give you a lot of time to figure out that the big guys are headed stage left. Commercial Detroit. What was that? I'm going to have to get that. I think maybe somebody found that link or that sound clip for me. Exit stage left. Exit stage right. Snagglepuss, that's who it was. So anyway, I like the setup. Like I said, I've got some stocks. I almost always buy puts if I'm trying to go short or I think the market's headed down. One, especially if it's the stock's over $100 or so. But one literally has a price for the options in it that I'm going to say is 80 or 90% says that stock's going lower just by the price of the puts on the thing. And occasionally I did it with Tesla, the same thing. What was it? A few months ago when it was at went from 360 to 330, and we took our $30 of cash and exited stage right. But that's kind of it. Sometimes, especially you look at these options, everybody's telling you that the stock's going lower, and if they're that pretty much sure that it's going lower, then even on an expensive stock, I'll actually short the equity. Anyway, I pretty much got top tick on it today, and we'll see how the rest of it's gone. Some of its brethren, which I had puts on in that same sector, has gone from being up about 1.5% or 2% to being back down 0.2%. So a lot of these things are starting to roll over. And again, these aren't going to be the ones that everybody's talking about. They're going to hold up Facebook. They're going to hold up Apple. They're going to hold up these other stocks. But like I said, I think we're probably close to getting a warning on one of those big fours from some of these. And that's, I think, going to be the start of some movement, along with the realization here fairly shortly that we're probably going to get yet another rate hike piled on to the top of what we already have. We'll talk about this and more. We'll get some history done. We'll look at some charts. Going to be an action-packed edition of the Power Trading Hour today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger Team TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Yeah. Okay, what else do we have going on here? Well, let's get to a little bit of history, and then we'll get to some charts and what I'm looking at. I am back. So I think we've had 2 weeks where I haven't been on Friday with Tom O'Brien at 3:30. So we'll do that again today for an action-packed tech segment on his show at the bottom of the hour. That's following this show over most of TFNN. In the meantime, we got to do our history.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1999, Sean Fanning and Sean Parker released the file sharing service Napster. The service provides a simple way for users to copy it and distribute MP3 music files. It becomes an instant hit, especially among college students. Just over 6 months later, on December 7th, a day that will live in infamy, 1999, the Recording Industry of America files a lawsuit against the service alleging mass copyright infringement. Eventually, this lawsuit will force the shutdown of the company on September 3rd, 2002, but not before the popularity of downloading digital music is firmly entrenched in a generation of internet users. And of course, the year after that, we saw the iPod. And I have a feeling that without Napster, we probably would not have seen the iPod. And of course, the only reason that even got out the door was a $500 million loan from who? Bueller? Who knows who gave $500 million to Apple to save them from bankruptcy in 2002 and 3? Does anybody say it? Does anybody know? Microsoft? Microsoft is the answer. I gave it to you. Anyway, Microsoft gave him the money, but one of the things that the founder of Apple said in his commencement address in I think it was in 2005 or 2006. It's on YouTube. It's well worth watching. Is that you can only connect the dots backwards. You can't really connect them forward. And I'm going to connect the dots backwards on the iPod to that just being the fallout of Napster and the idea that he was going to come along and save the movie or the music industry when actually he crushed it. Probably going to get crushed anyway. He just helped it along. And Steve Jobs, pretty good deal, but what you find out is that the genesis of the iPod actually came out around 2000 after a couple of other products. Microsoft already had one, but it never got wide adoption. And Steve Jobs was pretty good at not being first, but telling everybody he was first and actually being the one to commercialize a lot of this technology. On this day in 1999, free music starts going everywhere all over the internet. As they say, our studio head says, has LimeWire, FrostWire, and now everybody just torrents everything. So not a whole lot going on. Anyway, when we get into the 3:30 hour, we got lots of stuff to talk about. Let's start talking about some of the stocks that we're moving on earnings today, if I can find this, which we'll get to in just a second. I've got some emails. You can email me at path@tfnn.com or give me a call at 877-927-6648. Question out here, my thoughts on FTNT, which is Fortinet. This thing's done nothing but go higher. I don't know. I take it that you're thinking of selling it because you're long. There's nothing out here that I see that says it should short it. And again, some of these companies just take off from the middle of nowhere and you never really, but this thing, since it was $37.15 back on this is October 27th. If you're long these things, just put a trailing stop on it. Don't be too greedy. It could gap down on you. Just take the cash or take the cash now. This depends on what your plan was. I don't know this company well enough to say that there should be any kind of problem. You certainly don't like the light volume today, and this is what I'm saying in a lot of these stocks. You got either dojis or bad candles yesterday. You got very light volume moves up today. You probably have Monday to make a decision if you're long these things and whether you need to get in and out. My guess is that Monday will be the last day of fund buying. We really kind of had a lot of that today. And my guess is that a combination of the down day earlier this week and today probably soaks up 90% of all the fund money. So we're probably going to get to the true direction of the market come, I'm going to say by Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning. So we're not that far away from a fairly easy line to figure out in the market. The question is whether or not the market just turns straight down or for some reason that I can't see today decides to go higher. Okay, don't see much in that. Let's go ahead and look at some of the stocks that are higher or actually out on earnings, excuse me. We saw Costco go above the previous high of 198, January 29th. That had 3.5 million shares, went above it to 201.77 pre-earnings. That was just on 2 million shares. Pulled back into the trading range, opened lower, kind of moving a little higher up to this gap from the 29th of May. But again, you're not going to probably find Costco either doing that well or that bad. I mean, you're going to really have to have something to move it out here. But again, this thing is hitting resistance like a lot of these stocks are. In this case, 198.81. What this hit today? 198.99. So went 10 cents above that, and that would be it. Okay, so you got, like I said, there's just a lot of these stocks that have been hitting at these highs, did go above them, didn't have the volume, back into the trading range. Overall, this does look to me like it's going to pull back to 190. So if the market starts heading lower, my guess is this heads lower too. There's a nice double gap. The first gap was on the March 7th. of this year. The second gap up was on April 13th. So you've got a couple of gaps right at that 180, or excuse me, 190 level. And my guess is that's where this thing is going to. GameStop, the next Sears and Roebuck, circling the drain, and it'll probably take another year or two for this company to do it. This one, we made some money off of it initially. This has been like 2.5 years. We'll talk more about this when we come back. But sometimes, whatever your proposition is, it just goes away as a business plan. In the case of GameStop, downloading games, and kind of like a music store, isn't it? In fact, they're exactly like a music store with no vinyl records. A CD store, that's it. That's exactly what GameStop is.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're talking about GameStop, and a lot of people say, "Hey, I just look at the charts." I don't think you should get into the minutia of everyday news on it, but I think you should know what a company does. And these guys basically sell games, and almost everybody now has games where they download it. Much like iPods got rid of the what was it? That chain that was on Hollywood Boulevard. I just can't think of it right now. I mean, it was always great to go out there to the music store be able to look through all the different discs and stuff. I think we certainly miss that now. But it's one of those tough things. What was the name of it? I want to say Blockbuster Video, but it wasn't. It's I can see the store so plainly. Maybe somebody in the den will bring it back up. Big Music Store was always on Hollywood Boulevard and Nationwide. No, it wasn't Strawberries. It was. I can tell you a lot of stuff. Tower Records. Thank you. In fact, there's a great documentary about Tower Records done by Tom Hanks' son. He's in some kind of sitcom now. Forget his name. Anyway, he did an entire documentary about growing up in L.A. and going to Tower Records. Really good kind of retrospective of all those days when music actually was kind of a lot more fun. That tends to make the market a lot more narrow. So as GameStop went away, the chances of someone buying a rogue game that hadn't had 20,000 people already give their opinion about it on Steam has kind of gone away. So you get fewer games. It's kind of the same thing with music today. You get fewer people that you actually ever heard their name, or they tend to be a lot of one-hit wonders. But you actually get the big acts, and they're the big acts are probably the top 5 music acts right now. I'll call them acts because I don't think they're musicians for the most part. Probably the top 5 touring bands or pop stars. Now, I would say take 80% of the money in, and it's the same thing with video games. So the thing is, if you're going to buy something from somebody, do you just go ahead and buy it from Steam? Most likely, because then you can get all the add-ons that they bring on. In fact, most video games bring in as much money as the original sale on additional game packs that come later. So it's not uncommon to see even, a big game have a budget of maybe $300 to $350 million and then do $1 billion in sales the first year. And then no one really buy the product, a new version of the product, but buy the expansion packs, and they get another $1 billion off of it. So pretty good business to be in. GameStop was kind of in the center of that part. They're just not there anymore. I went by their store maybe a couple months ago. I didn't see anything different than a bunch of dusty old games that no one would probably buy anyway. A few things on the hardware, like game controllers, physical things they can't download, but it continues to be problematic. Anyway, just some random thoughts about knowing at least a little bit about what's going on. But whether your Sears and all your stores are tacky and the fluorescent lights have turned everything yellow and look like a smoker's fingers from 20 years ago, but when people used to chain smoke, I haven't run into a chain smoker in a long time. I'm sure they exist out there. Probably. Anyway, just looking at the rest of this. Okay, GameStop, I spent enough time on that. Lululemon had a ton of people shorting this stock going into earnings. For the last 4 or 5 days, they'd been piling on this. Not uncommon to see this thing really ratchet back up to 123.84. I was always wondering whether or not this was a fad and would never come back. But one of the things that I did kind of think of is there was going to be one last big gap up in this stock. And can I still do that? Yeah, I can. Okay, so we're going to go to the marker here. That's the first gap right here. Oh, don't you love that? I love this new feature in Windows 10 where I can draw on the screen at any time. And then this is your third gap right here. So if I was long Lulu here, and I'd been long for a long time after the change of the CEO, I'd be ringing the register today on this thing. Don't think it's going to fall apart or anything, but my guess is that you could probably spend a year at best going sideways, or there's an opportunity. This is a fad. You've hit the high, and you're going to actually come back down to the $70 level, which is probably about what the stock's worth from what I've looked at it earlier today. So just one of those things where you want to look at it. Let's go to Dave in Framingham. How you doing today, Dave?
Hi, thank you, David. Can you take a look at AMD here?
Yep. What are you thinking about it?
I'm in it around 13 and a half.
Okay.
And they gave a buy on it today from somewhere. 17 up to 17, but it looks like it's having a little issue here, maybe going sideways now.
Well, I was talking to somebody else in the Tiger's Den yesterday. Can't remember exactly who. I will tell you this. In the last week, I've seen a bunch of ads that I haven't seen for 4 months for video cards.
Okay.
And they were all $100 less than they were the week before.
Okay.
So what do you think that maybe tells you?
Be careful.
Be careful is right. Yeah, I think that there was some people said it was was all the people in Bitcoin. I think people way overemphasized that.
Yeah.
I think to a great deal it was not being able to meet supply because of Bitcoin miners, but a lot more gamers and people using these things for machine learning. Because apparently they can't. I've tried to get a block for machine learning from Amazon during my vacation, and normally you can get like 20% of the regular going price.
Right.
So I'll set something up that I want to do that would be very expensive, like on a normal day would cost me $500 to run or something.
Right.
And I can get it for like $100 or $50 or something like that over the long holiday. I'll just schedule it up and they'll run it whenever they get free time.
Yeah.
But not so much this weekend. I think that tells me a lot. You want to hang on through the break?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we'll be back in a minute.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks. Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And hopefully we still have Dave in.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you, David.
Anyway, Advanced Micro Devices, it probably was 3/4 of the cryptocurrency miners. NVIDIA was a lot more into the machine learning.
Right, okay.
In fact, AMD does nothing in machine learning. So to me, this is the one that is much more vulnerable, at least on the video card side of the business, which is about half of their profits.
Okay.
They lost their chief engineer and their second in command to Intel in the last 2 months. So they're not going to probably have a lot of real hits in the video card business in the near future either.
Okay.
So I would just say I'd be, just because you know that, maybe they get some hotshot new kid in that's better than the old folks. But my guess is Intel didn't hire these guys away because they were a bunch of slackers.
Okay.
So my thought is, one, you got Intel coming after you. AMD looks like fairly easy, low-hanging fruit to go after if you're a big bee moth like Intel.
Right, right.
But the cryptocurrency boom kind of over. That the prices are descending for all the cards, including NVIDIA, makes me think that that's problematic. And of course, I think I did it maybe 2 or 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Right, right.
I had a company that I bought in the Tech Insider.
Right.
At like $20.
Okay.
And there was a lockup coming, and suddenly I saw a whole bunch of upgrades from these different guys. And I said, I didn't think very long. I just started saying, sell, sell, sell. And to me, if you're out here with upgrades on fund buying day and everybody's pushing it up, and in this case, you're testing 140 million share high with 49 million shares today. I just don't understand holding on for the risk reward out here.
Okay.
Made some money, ring the cash register. That's it. But on the bigger time frame, I'm also kind of worried about AMD. If NVIDIA gets a cold, these guys will get pneumonia.
Right, right. Okay.
So it is problematic. But of the weakest bunch, AMD is certainly the weakest now, and certainly in the future. I haven't heard of who they've got to take over design or chief designer of the video cards, but that's at least half or maybe even 5/8 of all the profits. Okay. So I don't like anything going on around AMD at the moment.
Okay. Thank you very much,
Okay.
David, and have a good
You
weekend.
bet.
Okay.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. You can be like Dave from Framingham and call me at 877-927-6648. Like I said, I'm fairly bearish at this moment. I could be wrong. I think there's a 50-50 coin flip here. The problem is the coin flip is maybe 30 points up on the S&P. Cash 120 points lower. So I can't, I think, you could have made a case up into today. That was it. But why there's a lot of volume going on here today. We're almost going to hit 4 billion shares today, or at this hour. And actually got 4.6 billion shares. You need about 8.6 billion today. Now, maybe we get that on Monday or come into Tuesday, in which I'll say, Uncle, when the facts change, I will change my opinion. I'm not going to marry myself. In fact, I thought about that today, telling the Darrell Waltrip story. I told it a few times before, but they were interviewing Junior Johnson, who was a team owner when Darrell Waltrip was winning all his championships in NASCAR. And they asked Junior Johnson, who, if you ever see him, literally dresses like Porky Pig, looks like Porky Pig, and dresses like Porky Pig, but apparently was a very fast race car driver in his day. Anyway, they asked him if Darrell Waltrip was committed to winning for some reason. I think he was going to another team the next year or something like that. And he says, well, at breakfast, the pig is committed. The chicken is dedicated. And I think that's the way you want to look at it. You want to be dedicated, but you don't want to be committed. I guess that works two ways, don't you? Don't want to be insane and committed either. Anyway, like I said, we're going to be light on volume today. No big surprise. It's Friday. If we don't have some kind of decent continuation on Monday, I think we can probably say that the cash is in for fund buying, or most of it's in. And I think that's about all I have to say about that. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. We got a few more. Yep, Tower Records was it. And someone wants to look at Alibaba. BABA. Alibaba going into 27 million shares. That's the $206.20 high from January 31st of this year. Right now we got about 18 million shares, 19 million shares. So let's say we do 22, you're going to be light. Now this one may be one of the stronger ones. But like I said, even if these things are stronger, if they don't break out here in the next day or two and you get volume, these things are fairly vulnerable. And going into summertime, I'm wondering if we're going to have a lot of people sticking their neck out with any kind of volume. So I just see a lot of these stocks break slightly higher, come back into the trading range. And I just think that we can kind of pull back all the way back down to maybe that 2,600 level, maybe 2,580 or something. And, will it all be in one day? No. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But I've gone out to July for my 20th for my puts. So I've got all the time in the world. They're fairly inexpensive puts. Most of them are way out of the money. So we'll see exactly how that works out. But I've got a little bit of risk in a lot of these and the possibility of a whole lot of reward. And that's it. You got to have asymmetrical bets. Let's see. Was there anything else out here in some other emails? I got to find my thing out here. Okay. Got that. Ulta Salon Cosmetics. Open much lower, still just about at yesterday's close, but did go much lower today. Volumes more than it was yesterday. This is, like I said, a lot of these stocks have gone over previous highs. We were talking about this, on Wednesday when I came back, that it just seen a lot of these. In this case, the January 4th high in Ulta was at 249.30. You went up to 261.40. You never had the volume that went above that 249.30 high from January 4th. It came back into the trading range before earnings and then went down lower. I just think these things are already start working back lower, maybe setting up the bigger ABC for a rally into fall. Kind of my thoughts at the moment, but I think you could see a fairly decent move through maybe early January. All right.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
To you in the next hour. I'll be with him in the bottom of the next hour to talk about what's happened in technology and almost an avalanche of news here in the last week. So interesting things going on. Just getting my all my information ready for that riveting last 30 minutes of the week. So we'll get into that. Make sure to tune in and turn on. What else do we have going on? Oh, anyway, we're talking about some of these earnings out here. You know, you get a few of these, a few up and a few down. But again, a lot of these things are just going to smack into resistance on the way back up. In the case of VMware, a company that I really like what they're doing. Yeah, they're up, but today on 3.6 million shares compared to the down day of 20 million shares back on the 29th of January. So you were running back up into a lot of these. Some of these sectors have hit and already broken below trend lines. They're just now coming back up to it. I continue to think we're going to see some general weakness across the summer, which is going to set up some fairly decent buys for next fall, but we're probably going to have to go wander around the desert for a while. Probably, as I said, I'm going out at least to July 20th on my puts. So we'll see how that works in the next few days. I don't have to be too wrong to know that I'm wrong. But again, the asymmetrical downside on this looks fairly good. And I've seen enough stocks hit these previous highs, just like VMware, just like the rest of the stuff, and end up turning lower pretty quickly. Some of the other stocks that I have like continue to kind of ratchet on down, like Workday. But we're out of time for today. Hang on for Tom O'Brien. I'll be with him at the bottom of the hour. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. We will see you. Same bat channel, same bat time come Monday.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.